Apart from displaying epic battles and interesting stories, fantasy anime also has its own charm, offering a magical world that can only be imagined by humans. Starting from fairies, monsters, and various things that are not found in the real world. And today, I'll give you the list of the most anticipated fantasy anime in winter 2021. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe this channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest video. So let's get started. Starting from number 8, there is an anime entitled Kaifuku Jutsushi no Yarinaoshi. Adapted from Isekai and fantasy novels, the first Kaifuku Jutsushi no Yarinaoshi novel was shown on the show Setsuka ni Naro website in December 2016. Before being adapted into an anime, this novel has been adapted into a manga by Shogun Haga in October 2017. The background is a story about revenge. Kyaga is a healer who is exploited and tortured by fellow adventurers. One day, he built a new skill in himself and realized something, that healer is the strongest class in his world. But he realized it too late, and all his possessions, even his pride, has disappeared. After mastering his new ability, Kyaga decided to return to the past 4 years with the power of his healing magic to improve his life. Using the Philosopher's Stone, he will restart the world back in time 4 years ago. Number 7. Oredake Haireru Kakushi Dungeon. This anime is adapted from a light novel written by Meguro Sato. With the theme Isekai, Noir, one of the protagonists in this anime, is the son of a small noble. One day he got a job, but before he accepted it, the job offer had been cancelled. Even so, Noir has powers that allow him to communicate with great sages. Starting from there, he got advice from his future, so that in the future, he would become an adventurer in a secret dungeon filled with rare items and monsters. It was until he was in the dungeon and met a girl named Olivia Servan, who is one of the past adventurers. But actually, she had been locked up there for 200 years. In the 6th position, there is Mushoku Tensei Isekai Itara Honkidasu. This anime sets in the world of isekai and fantasy. It tells the story of 34 years old Need or Hikikomori. One day, he was kicked out by his own family and lived as a homeless, until he saw high school students who were fighting while driving a high-speed truck. He tried to help and save them, but unfortunately, he was hit and died. In his new life, he has been reincarnated in a world full of magic and unseen things. Rudeus Grey Rat, the new name he was given. Well, will Grey change his bad luck in his new life? Cause in the previous life, he was a useless need. Number 5. Kumo Desuga Nanika. This anime has a unique depiction of the main character, which is a spider. Kumo Desuga Nanika is one of the light novels that has been adapted into an anime series written by Okinababa with the illustrations by Tsukasa Kiryu. According to the novel's info, it was ranked 2nd in the 2018 edition of the Kono Light Kasugoi ranking. It started when the heroes and demons continued to fight with each other. The magic generated from the battle created the human world and caused the human world to experience a large explosion in one of the schools that made the students die directly in the accident. Then, there is Kumo-chan, a spider in a result of reincarnation of one of the high school girls who died from the explosion. She's resurrected in the form of spider. In her previous life, she was a girl with the lowest reputation in the class. But Kumo-chan, with her second life, could afford it. She's able to adapt well. Next, we have the anime titled Nanatsu no Taizai Fundo no Shinpan is the season 4 of the Nanatsu no Taizai series. Hopefully, in this new season, the graphics displayed will get better, unlike the previous season, which was very disappointing. Broadly speaking, Nanatsu no Taizai itself tells a fight between Kishi, or commonly called a Holy Knight, and a group of suspected royal traitors named Nanatsu no Taizai, which in fact, Nanatsu no Taizai itself is a former member of the Holy Knight who is slandered. Meliodas is the name of the leader in Nanatsu no Taizai, as well as the main character in the series. Number 3. ReZero Karahajimeru Isekai Seikatsu 2nd Season Part 2. Still the same as the previous Season 2 Part 1, ReZero series this time will be worked on by White Fox Studio. This anime outline tells the story of a man named Natsuki Subaru who goes shopping. And suddenly, when he leaves the shop, the world has changed. Emilia, the first elf girl that Subaru meets. Emilia is the one whom Subaru will sacrifice anything for the sake of. At the beginning of the story, we will be shown a story from Isekai, which is full of laughter and relaxation. But the more the story goes on, don't expect to find a story full of cheerfulness like in other Isekai anime. However, in this anime Season 2 Part 2, we will be shown with lots of death and despair. But if you like the drama genre, and this anime thriller is highly recommended, especially in the PV for Season 2 Part 2 shows an increasingly dark picture, and as usual, full of blood and death. In the second position, there is an anime entitled Log Horizon Antaku Houkai, which is the 3rd season of Log Horizon series. After the last season aired in 2014, the Season 3 of Log Horizon will air in January 2021. Again, Log Horizon is one of the victims of many anime that was postponed due to the global pandemic. Adapted from the light novel by Mamare Tono, which in 2013 was the first season this anime aired. For those who don't know, Log Horizon is an anime in the game world, with Shiro as the main character. It tells a story about thousands of online players from the game Elder Tales who suddenly get stuck in the game, where the world is just a fantasy behind the scenes. Now, it becomes reality. Log Horizon itself is the name of the guild created by Shiroe and his friends. In the 3rd season, it's still about Shiroe's adventure in the game world. And for the first position, we have Tensei Shitara Slime Dataken 2nd season, or usually known as Tensura. Tensura was first published as a web novel around 2013, and then published as a light novel in 2014. It got a manga adaptation in 2016. After Season 1 experienced success, this anime immediately launched the 2nd season, although it was delayed. All of the Tensura stories start with the murder of a 37-year-old office worker named Mikami Satoru. During his single life, Satoru was killed and made a wish to be born as a strong person and surrounded by many goals. In the aftermath, Satoru reincarnated as a slime into a new world, where it was filled with monsters and mythological creatures. Even though he is in the form of a slime, Satoru has the strength that grows continuously and becomes very overpowered. In the second life, Satoru has the name Rimuru given by Veldora, the dragon, and at the same time his first friend in the new world. In Season 2, it continues the story of Rimuru's journey in obtaining the title of Demon King and building a city of peaceful monsters in the Jura forest. Well, Those are the most anticipated fantasy anime in winter 2021. Is there any anime on this list that you have been waiting for a long time? If there is, write in the comment below. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe if you like this video. So thank you very much for watching and see you guys on the next video. Bye!